Welcome to the What's New in Genero 2.30 recording of a webcast we presented in December of 2010. This is a re-recording of that webcast so that it is clear to view all of the slides and the demonstrations. Genero 2.30 is an important release introducing several key features including drag and drop, web components, the GWC for Microsoft Silverlight theme, and refined, more scalable application server architecture. In Genero Studio, we'll see the new business application modeling features, enhancements to the application generator, and new report writer features. Some of these areas will have a demonstration, and some will simply be slides showing you and teaching you about the new features. Let's begin with drag and drop. Drag and drop allows the user to select an item or items from one list and drag them with the mouse to another place in the list or to a different list. The different list or drop location might be a Genero list or a different type of program that also supports the drop, for example, a mail tool or an Excel worksheet. Let's take a look at how this general drag and drop application works within a Genero program. Let's run one of the drag and drop applications that are now in the standard demo directory. This one's called Orders and Trucks. And as you can see, I can drag orders over to various trucks and drop them in. On the left, I have a table container. On the right, I have the tree view container being used. I can also drag them back. I can also reorder the trucks in the list. So the drag and drop again can be within a list or between lists. Now as I drag orders over to the truck, one of the things you'll notice is if the truck has already met capacity and I try to drop in another order, I get the message drop is full. So again, I'm preventing the drop in this particular instance. I'm also preventing a drop of a truck over to the orders area. So again, within drag and drop, you have full control of both the dragged object and the underlying array that's going to be accepting the drop or not. You can also, if we just pull up the Excel file here, we could take an order and drag it outside of the Genero program and drop it into a program that would accept the drop. As we saw in the demonstration, drag and drop can be used within a list, between lists, and even between programs. To implement drag and drop, you'll use a new class called UI drag drop that creates an object that provides methods such as set operation and drop internal. Set operation allows you to specify whether the object being dragged is being copied or moved, and drop internal performs a built-in drop when the target is the source list or tree. So as you can see, these and other helpful methods are available in the new drag drop class. The drag drop methods are used in conjunction with some new control blocks in the display array dialog. For example, when the user begins to drag something from the list associated with the current display array, the onDragStart is triggered. onDragFinished triggers what's to occur when the drag is complete. onDragEnter triggers what is to occur when a drag object enters the dialog. onDragOver triggers what is to occur when the dragged object is hovering over an area. And the onDrop triggers what is to occur when the user attempts to drop the dragged object. Let's take a look at the underlying code of the demo that we saw to see how the form and the underlying source code are used to implement drag and drop. All right, so for the form of the drag and drop example we saw, we can see that there were two containers. Here's the table container and a tree container. Then in the 4GL, Important to note that we are using a multiple dialog application because we want both of the display arrays open at the same time. So the display array dialogs are actually embedded in this overall dialog statement. In the first display array, which was the orders on the left, you can see these control blocks being used to manage the start and finish of the dragged object, what happens if a drag is entered into this display array, and what happens if an object is dropped into this during this display array. Then on the right, we had the trucks, and again we see these control blocks being used to manage what happens as the user moves objects to and from this container. You'll also see that each of those are passing the dragged object, the drag drop object, and as you can see at the top here, we've got the D and D variable defined as a drag drop object.